Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Jen Sorensen. Thank you so much for joining me today as I play around with a new kind of skincare cosmetic recipe that I saw posted online and I really wanted to try it out. That is for solid lotion bars. Now, I've never actually used a solid lotion bar that I really don't think I've used one, but the idea and the concept of it is really intriguing to me. I use solid shampoo and conditioner bars all the time now just because I love the idea of cutting back on packaging, reducing my use of plastic, and just being more socially responsible for the environment. So the idea of a lotion bar is appealing to me in that way, and I thought I had all the ingredients for this product on hand already. Now, I did substitute the type of extract that I used and the fragrance just because, again, I wanted to use what I had on hand to try this out and see if it's something I wanted to keep making and experimenting with. So this is a brambleberry recipe that I saw them do a video on, and they use a rose extract, a rose fragrance, and a rose mold. I decided to use a mold that I already had on hand, which happens to be from Brambleberry, a fragrance that was from Wholesale Supply Plus that just did not behave properly in cold processed soap. It totally seized up on me. So I figured, why not try it in a different use? And then I had some champagne extract on hand from when I made those bath truffles. So I figured, let's try all of that together, see if we can make something work. And let's test out this solid lotion bar recipe. Why don't we jump in right now, see how I made this, and then we'll come back here and test it out ourselves. Okay, let's try something new today. And that's gonna start with getting some cocoa butter. And I'll link to these instructions below, just so you have it. This is basically using up some stuff that I have. This is deodorized cocoa butter. It's natural colors. And I've got another giant container here, 5-pound bag. What I just put in there is left over from another project, so why not use what I've got? Okay, and let's open this giant 5-pound bag here and add. These are wafers. It shouldn't really matter what kind of state they're in. I need 3.6 ounces. Perfect, exactly 3.6. Now I need some beeswax, and I need 3.6 ounces here. Okay. If I forget to say it in the intro, this is a brambleberry recipe, but I have to imagine I'm gonna say it that. I just never know what I'm gonna say. All right, so this is basically equal parts beeswax and cocoa butter. And it calls for white beeswax, this is ivory. I'm just using what I have. Okay, next up, jojoba oil. And I have a few different ones over here just because I'm trying to use what I have. And this is 2.4 ounces. Ooh, this is gonna be really nice on the skin, I feel like. Again, using up what I have. Not quite here at 2.4, so let's... What's interesting is I've got a clear jojoba, so be interesting to see. The other one was not. It was a certified organic, pure, and natural. So a little bit more. It'll probably make the color a little bit more yellow, which I'm okay with. Doesn't really bother me. Okay, and now we need, the recipe calls for rose extract. I have champagne extract, so that's what I'm gonna use in here. So we've got that, and I don't have quite enough for what it calls for, but I'm just gonna kind of go with it. What I think I might do, just add in like because it's coconut oil, 3 extra little discs of the cocoa butter just to make it nice. Okay, so we have all of that in here. And now I have to microwave this in 30 to 60 second bursts until everything is fully melted. So let me get back to you. I'll melt this, and then we're going to use this fun little mold that I have from Brambleberry. Everything's Brambleberry-ish today, except the fragrance oil and the micas, but it's another story. Let me microwave this, and I'll come back. That's what it looks like now. Let's go see what it looks like when it's melted. I figured I would show you what a minute and 45 seconds in looks like. So most of, I would say, the cocoa butter is mostly melted, not quite, but we still have a little ways to go with the beeswax. So I'm gonna keep going. You can still see some of the chunks, like there's some of the wafers of the cocoa butter, but it's melting a little bit faster. So I'll keep going and we'll get there. All right, we are almost there. There's just like a couple of teeny tiny things that as I stir this, it's going to melt. And I think we're in good shape. This definitely has a little bit of a yellowish hint because of some of the items that I use were ivory and not white or anything. I'm okay with that. That stuff doesn't bother me. What I am gonna do now is, actually I think I'm gonna fragrance all of it. And I'm gonna use a beach fragrance that I have lying around. Again, this is just stuff I have around that I've been using for some projects. The recipe calls for 5 milliliters, so that is 2.5, and I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's probably like 4.5 milliliters. I don't want it to be too strong. This fragrance oil seized up on me in soap, so I figured why not use it for something else, because I'm probably not gonna use it for cold process soap again. Smells very light and airy. It does have that beachy scent to it. I'm gonna pour some of this off. All right. And I mean, this container was not in the microwave, so you can see it setting up a little bit around the edge. I might just pop it in the microwave for like 10 seconds to kind of get everything off the edge. Yeah, I think I'll do that real quick. Okay, I had this in the microwave for like 15 seconds total, I think, and it is helping a little bit. I'm just gonna kind of scrape some of this off the end, but the fact that it's hardening up a little bit is good, because that means that it is going to solidify and kind of harden up so we get some good lotion bars. I think what I'm gonna do is in this big one that is definitely a little toasty, and that's good, I'm literally just gonna add like an itty bitty, teeny tiny bit of peacock. Since this is a fragrance oil that is beachy, why not? See if I can keep scraping some of this off the side here just to not waste it. All right, and now let's just kind of incorporate this a little bit. I don't want too much color, just because it is going to end up on our skin, so as a lotion and not get washed off. I just want a little hint so you can kind of see, you know what, there's really not much there at all, so maybe I'll add just a touch more, just a touch. I'm just trying to be really careful not to overdo it. And I think while I stir this in, I'm gonna put this back in the microwave for a couple more, probably about 30 seconds, because it's even hardening up on the bottom. So this is a granite countertop. Okay, this looks much better. So what I'm going to do is I've just got this mold here that I got on sale a while ago. I think it might be discontinued now. I'm just gonna put that down. And we're gonna pour these kind of at the same time and swirl them in. I'm not going to fill them all the way because I do think the molds that they used previously had a little bit, were not as full. They were smaller, is what I was trying to say. Okay, And this will just naturally kind of, I don't know, marble together. So next step is we wait. Literally we wait. It says to put this in the refrigerator to wait for half an hour to an hour and see what it's like. But, you know, just kind of taking this off here, feeling it in my hands just a little bit. Maybe I'll just drop that in that tester so it kind of blends in, see what happens there, because this should all harden up a little bit. Yeah, so we'll see what this looks like in a little bit, and I'm really curious to see how it feels on the hands. Okay, so ignore the glare right here, and let's just focus on these. Now I just took them out of the freezer, put them in there for a few minutes, and by a few minutes I mean a couple of hours, because I went and ran errands, got some groceries. So I'm just gonna pull these off to the side and flip them upside down and try and get them out of the molds here. They are pretty solid. Ooh, these bad boys are in there. Which one's little? This one's little. Okay, that one came out easily. Sort of. There we go. Okay. So here it is, and this one's had the remaining bits in it. And if we just rub this with my hand, which the motion of, you know, the body heat is gonna warm it up to really give the lotion bit. Let's feel this. It's not bad. Kind of like how that feels. Huh. I really like this. This would be great on a lot of different parts of the body, like feet and elbows. Perfect for traveling because it's not a liquid. Huh. All right, I'm gonna let these come to room temperature now that they've really hardened. And I'll check in with you really soon to see what my final thoughts are, as I just dug my nail in that. Totally did. Okay, these ones are not for sale. These ones will be gifts. And I dug my nail in again. Okay, I can't be trusted to take these out. Maybe I need to let them rest a little bit longer, but okay, I'll check in with you guys soon. Okay, here is the finished product. And, you know, it didn't really get that marbling in the color. Like you can see some of the marbling there. I think next time I might just do either one solid color or get a little bit more aggressive with the actual coloring, because I didn't really overdo it. So if I rub this around in my hand, you know, it's nice and easy, and my skin is soft enough and warm enough that it is melting right into it. I'm gonna put that down and kind of rub my hands together, see how it feels. It does kind of have a little bit, you can see my hands, I don't know if you can tell, are a little bit like shiny. It almost leaves a little bit of a greasy feel to my hands, which I don't love for my hands themselves. And I think I would use this kind of a product for my feet or my elbows or something that maybe I'm not handling all the time, because I still feel like I have this, like, it's hard for you to see here. I feel like I still have this like shininess to my hands and a little oily, but that's the products used. I probably should have expected that. My hands do feel nice, and I could see using this when I travel, for example, instead of having liquids, just to have something on hand. I am someone that every single night before bed, part of my routine is I get into bed and I lotion my feet, just because, I mean, I run all the time, my feet aren't that pretty. Going to the beach a lot, my feet aren't that pretty that way, so I really need to lotion them. This could be a really great product for that use case. I don't necessarily see it for my hands as much, but it is really moisturizing. It feels like it's leaving this coating on it. So if you have rough elbows, knees, maybe if you have eczema or something like that, this could help kind of soothe it, give it a nice little like soft, lotiony feel. It's worth a try. This didn't make a huge batch. That's a nice thing. And you can even have the recipe just to try a small amount and see what you think, because, you know, I think this is nice to have on hand. I might order a couple pieces of wax. I realize I don't have any wax paper, but I'm thinking that's a way I might end up kind of storing some of those with a little sticker to keep it together so that it doesn't get all messy all over the place. But I want to hear from you. Is this something that you would enjoy either using or making? Have you ever used a solid lotion bar? Let me know in the comments down below. And I hope you really enjoyed this. Maybe it kind of sparked some creativity in you to get out there, create something beautiful, or try a solid lotion bar. But until next time, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I will see you real soon. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. We've got more great content coming up. Thank you guys so much for watching.